Hi,
Hi,
welcome. Thank you for coming in.
thanks for seeing me.
So tell me why you're here.
Well, I think I'm just really, struggling right now with staying away, staying away from gambling. I'm in 4 fantasy football leagues. I've been placing bets on NFL football games. I I called my bookie the other day. He had women's volleyball on college, and so I placed some money on that. I mean, even on my way home from work, I'm going to the riverboat. I don't know, three to 5 times a week at least. I'll get my money back from my bookie, and sometimes I'm up, and in the last couple of weeks I've been down quite a bit, and then I just feel like I have a real good line on a team, and so I put some more money down, and I haven't been lucky lately, I guess.
So how is that a problem for you?
Well, it's I don't know. It's just I got bills piling up I can't pay, and I've been to the paycheck store where I can turn my paycheck in for cash, and I know that that's not a good deal. I got people texting me and calling me to get money that I owe them, and haven't been able to really do anything fun with my girlfriend.
So what are some ways to describe how you're feeling?
Well, right now I'm feeling hopeless. I feel real down right now because I haven't won anything lately. But there's been weeks where I feel really good, really, or at least days, maybe a week here or there. Feel really, I'll hit something big. I won quite a bit of money on a football game last week, but then I'm already down this week, and it's only Tuesday. I lost a lot of money on Monday night.
So what I hear you saying is that you are worried about how you're feeling. You're feeling down because you gamble a lot, and you have online betting, and you also go to the casino, volleyball, all these different type of bets. So
Yeah.
How long has that been happening?
I've been playing sports, placing bets here and there ever since I was a kid, since high school. My buddies and I would always bet on the games, and usually just football. And then I got into, a couple other sports here and there. And once to be honest with you, once I hit 20, I had a fake ID, so I'd go to the riverboats, and I'd gamble there. Just so exciting watching all those lights and machines.
But now you're feeling stressed because you haven't been winning and you're having trouble with your bills, so that's got to be very stressful.
Yeah, it is, but I'm not sure how to get out of it because I feel like I'm in some pretty big debt right now.
Do you want to stop gambling? What is your goal?
I want to be rich. I want to have a lot of money, you know, and I feel like my job isn't doing it for me. I feel like this is I feel like I could, if I had, a few extra thousands, I could turn that into some serious money, and then I'd be able to stop gambling, probably, because I'd have enough.
Okay, so tell me, what are the things that you like about gambling?
Well, I like doing the research and finding out who I think is going to win, and if it's sports, stuff like that. I know I watch a lot of sports. I keep a lot of stats. I read up on it, and that's exciting. And so I enjoy that part of sports gambling, and that there's always a game on, so I'm always able to be doing something with it. And then as far as like the casinos go, that's just some it's the crowd, the excitement, and when I get on a hot streak, people are gathering around, and I'm like the king there.
So you like the crowds, it's exciting, and also I hear you saying that it keeps you very busy and engaged in different games. Yeah,
I've got a lot going on, with work, and I gotta get to help my kids and stuff like that, but I don't get to see them as often as I'd like, but at least when I do, I like to spend time with them. And so I'm pretty busy anyway, but a girlfriend and job, of course, but trying to, I like the excitement of it, and I like, hitting it big. When I'm watching a game and it's, Thursday night football, and I've got some money on it, I get to see what happens, and it feels really good when it goes my way. But,
so what are things that you don't like about gambling?
Losing. That's probably the only thing I don't like about gambling.
How has your life been affected when you've lost?
Well, my wife, my ex-wife, would tell you that, money troubles was a big part of the reason we got divorced, and it's probably true, part of it, but I don't know if she knows. I was out a lot, and wasn't around with her and the kids, and when I was, there were times when she'd ask me about my paycheck, why it was a lot smaller than it's supposed to be, and she caught on to that. But so I think it definitely played a role in why my marriage didn't work out. But other than that, I don't know that there's, obviously I don't need people calling me saying I owe them money, and sometimes I'm getting these credit card companies calling, and the bank for the payments and stuff, and so that's probably the downside. Obviously that's kind of why I'm here. I feel like I'm kind of in a jam.
So how much do you think the gambling affected your marriage? ending?
Well, I mean, like I said, she probably say, half the reason why, and I mean, if you look at it, I guess maybe at least that, because if I wasn't home, that's where I was.
So what happens when you can't pay your bills, or when you're losing and you can't pay your bills? What have you done? How do you survive?
Well, I've used my credit cards, and I borrowed some money from my parents, a little bit.
Yes, that's got to be very stressful.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't tell them what it was for, but I mean, I said, I got the kids and school and their stuff.
Do you think gambling is a problem?
I mean, it's a problem when I don't win. It's a problem when I make the wrong bet, and when I realize there was, for example, last week, football game. I won't bore you with all the details, but the one team, I overlooked the fact that they were playing inside, and I was thinking that it was going to come down to maybe a field goal, and I bet the opposite way. Long story short, I thought maybe the weather would be a factor, and it turns out it was in a dome, and so I overlooked that, and it got by me. And obviously, the weather doesn't affect a dome football game, so it made me pretty mad that I wasn't thinking that through, and I just called in that bet, and I lost pretty big. So
how does that affect you now?
Well, doesn't that one hurt? But it's not like it's the only time I've lost. I mean, but I've won a lot too. So it's just that they kind of stack up on each other. Right now I'm in the slump. I need to get out of the slump so that I can, get back and pay off some things and then, start making positive money on this.
How else do you make money besides gambling?
From just my work, really. And, I collect comic books. I go to the flea markets and I try to buy those at a lower price. Sometimes I can do some reselling of comics, but I make a little bit of money that way each year, probably $1,000, $2,000. But mostly it's my job. And but that I get that same feeling when I go to a flea market and I find someone selling something that I know is underpriced, and I negotiate it down and get it. You can make a pretty good penny on some comic books if you turn around the right ones. So that's that kind of feeling like, yes, I did it. I got this, and then I turn around and sell it and make 100 and $150 on it. Sort of like sort of the same feeling in a way. That's all. Those are my only two income sources: working at the plant and the comic books, really.
And gambling, when it works.
Well, yeah. I've made quite a bit of money gambling, for sure.
So, you have stress, and it's played a part in relationships in your life. The gambling, when it doesn't go your way. So, what would you like to be? What are some small things that you think you can do to not feel stressed?
To not feel small things?
Do you have other hobbies that can occupy your time?
Yeah, I mean, I like I like hiking and stuff like that, outdoor stuff. But I mean, if there's a football game on, or I want to be away from the TV, I want to be, or I want to be at a bar watching the games with my buddies, and hopefully, celebrating during the games because I'm winning. Um, but I mean, yeah, I used to do a lot of hiking. I mean, it was good.
Can you think of times where you have the longest you've been without gambling?
The longest I've ever gone. I mean, well, I don't bet on baseball. That's the only sport I don't do. So I mean, in the summer, it's a little hit or miss with sports gambling. I don't do a lot there, so that's the longest I've gone without sports gambling. A couple months in the summer, but I do visit the riverboat.
How often do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably in the summer. It's pretty nice down there, so I try to go over there, probably 4 times a week.
4 times a week?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So if you could say, therapy dog. So that's okay. So have you felt during seasons where you're gambling more in general? Would you say your stress level's higher or lower when you have days where you're not gambling? Could be good stress or bad stress.
Yeah, are you asking me in the summer, am I less stressed?
I'm asking you when you're doing less gambling.
Yeah, I guess that would be summer, so I don't know. I work a lot in the summer because the plant's always hopping, so we do a lot of overtime, and a lot of guys go on vacation in the summer. I haven't been on vacation in the last few years. So, I have a lot of overtime to do, and I don't think I'm any less stressed in the summer than I am when it's football season and volleyball season. Gosh, the NBA. I aside from baseball, I'm putting money on most sports. NASCAR. I'm doing lots of stuff. I've gone to the track a little bit with the horses. I can bet on the ponies when I can. But so I don't think there's any less stress in the summer when football's not around. It's my number one. But I go to the boat probably a little more because I'm not I like to watch the games.
So if you won a lot of money, do you have a number amount you would win that would be satisfying?
Well, I'm not going to win $1 million from sports gambling. I got to do that at the boat. Sports gambling is supposed to just kind of boost my income, and it hasn't really done that lately. It's costing me money, actually. And, I've had to sell quite a few of my own personal things and to pay for, some of that. So if I could win, $1 million or maybe a couple million at the boats, pulling a handle one day or something on a slot machine, that would be great, and I think that would help my life. I'd be able to pay off all my debts. My house would be paid for. I could pay off my car, pay off some of the liens and loans I've got going on right now. Some people I borrowed money from. But
so what do you think is the main problem then?
I think it's my luck right now. I've had just really bad luck. And if I could just turn that around.
So how can you turn that around then?
I don't know if I can. I don't know how that happens. I'm not sure.
So do you think it's important to change your lifestyle?
What do you mean by my lifestyle?
Gambling. To change
Well,
any part of that?
I don't know how I'm going to get ahead. I need to get ahead, and I have no other way to do it right now because plant, they hire all these college graduate young kids come into the plant, and they're working. They got their fancy degrees and stuff, and they don't look at us, who've been there 20, 25 years. Some of my guys have been there 25 years. They don't look for us to give us a promotion. They always, there's some young kid, 26, 27, right above us. And so I don't know. I can't get any more money there. I don't think I'm going to get any more money there. I'm going to have to work there until I die, and it isn't going to come from them. So I got to make my own money. And I'm trying to do it in a way that's, I don't want to be, doing illegal things. So I figured this is a way that I've been doing it, and it's fun, and it's exciting. I've been doing it since I was a kid. Why not do a little bit more of it to try to help my income, and it isn't working out right now. Right now. I got to change that.
So what I hear you say is that you are feeling down. You've had some issues with relationships. You're feeling very stressed. You haven't won lately, which is causing you to not be able to pay some bills.
Right.
But on the flip side, the things that you do enjoy are the excitement,
yeah,
and the time it keeps, or the time you spend, like what you're doing when you're researching. Yeah, that's very stressful. Would you be interested in looking at some information about gambling and talk to other people who are, there's groups called Gamblers Anonymous?
No. I've been to one of those group things before, meetings, and that's not for me. No, those people are kind of wacky. I'd prefer to stay, no, I'm good. I don't, I'll take your pamphlet or whatever, but I'm not going to any groups or meeting stuff. No, that's not for me.
What would you like to do next then? How can I help you?
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
You're the worst client ever.
I don't have my money to pay you either. I'm going to have to borrow it.
Silly.